Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Nick and Sergio's Fun Watch List. I am Nick.
I'm Sergio.
And we are here today to recap an episode of La Mas Draga.
Would you count it as an episode? Is that an episode?
It's a thing that happened.
It's the Revenge.
This was like a live event that I think they did in Mexico City ahead of the big live event next week.
So two live events back to back.
Yes, but this one was not really the same scale.
This was usually yes, they usually do have two live events because it's this, which is the...
it's like a theater show.
Well, yes, but it's when all the queens get back together and they talk about the season.
Yeah.
The reunion, yes.
And it's in a smaller venue, probably like, 500 people, 400 people in there? As opposed to the Pepsi Center, which is like a million people. Yes. This was kind of an interesting way to format a reunion.
Yes.
I said last week that I would be annoyed if it was just all of the girls sitting in a circle pretending to be mad about different things.
Definitely, it was much better than the typical reunion that we get.
Yeah.
Which also, parallel to this, RuPaul's Drag Race season 16 didn't have a reunion either.
Okay, so the mutual back and forth stealing from La Mas Draga and Drag Race, it's going towards Drag Race this time.
Yes.
Drag Race has been stolen from in this instance. Yes? Because we saw that reunion SmackDown like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and now we're seeing this.
Which is what we got today.
It basically was that. It was a slightly different format. Let's just say who our host is.
Okay,
it's Deborah Legrand, an amazing drag queen, winner of La Mas Draga Season 1. When you hear Deborah Legrand's name, what do you think?
Well, I think my first thing is I would call her Deborah La Grande.
Oh, yes, Deborah Legrande.
I think during her season, she was good, but she was not the best. And then it wasn't until the finale that she won the finale like that. And besides that, I feel like I've only seen her in auditions, and I don't think...
Yeah, she's always coming back the way that the other winners are to like.
But it's not like
I
guess I'm not as big of a fan as I am for other winners, that I don't follow her like her ear very much, so I don't know what she's up to.
Well, sometimes the earlier winners get a little bit like short shrifted when it comes to these drag competitions because the newer fans maybe haven't seen that season.
Yes.
So maybe Deborah should compete on the next Solo Las Mas. I would like to see a winner get up in there. Or are they saving it for all winners?
They're not there yet. They have very 6
They're not.
seasons.
Yeah. Okay. Getting too excited. I was confused when Deborah came out and she was like, "We're gonna like do rematches of all of the lip syncs."
Did you like that they were doing rematches instead of just doing a whole new system of like new songs? And
when she said it, I thought I misunderstood it because it seemed like a really weird thing to do.
Yes.
Once they did it, I think here's what I want to say in general, because this was like about 2 hours, which is totally reasonable for like a live spectacular like this. You want it to be 2 hours if you're there in the theater. Mm-hmm. We were sitting on the couch, and about, an hour 10 in, I started looking at my phone a little bit.
Same.
You were checking TikTok. I think if we were there, it would have been the perfect amount of time. I think watching a live broadcast of it, there was just parts that dragged a little bit,
I think I liked at least the fact that they would bring two girls in, talk about them, then they would have a lip sync, then would bring two other girls until we got to like the audience, bringing audience members in. And
well, we'll talk
that's
about
when
that.
I stopped. I was like, okay, there's just so much happening.
Yeah, Georgie and Guajardo come out first. Guajardo is in this beautiful all red number. It's kind of got some nude illusions. Do you like this sexy Guajardo look?
I like it. I like the wig, although
it's kind of a wet wig, right?
Yeah, it's like a wet wig look. I like Georgiana's look.
Yeah, really cute. Black, and there's some tulle at the top.
Yes.
I like this makeup. It's a little bit like goth prom.
It seems like we got like so many different outfit changes from all these girls.
Yes, because some of them had multiple lip sync looks.
Yes.
Some of them had multiple interview looks. Some of them had matching looks with another queen. It was pretty wild.
Yes.
These girls, they talk about whatever. I don't think there's anything that came up during these pairings where like we really need to talk about that little bit of drama. They were kind of just rehashing things that happened on the season.
Things that happened, and that, like, honestly...
There was no scoops, really, right? No scoops.
Even though this was filmed a year ago, these conversations didn't really feel like there's a lot of things that happened. I don't know, like, there's been a lot of time in between, but I don't think we got any sort of scoop on what has happened in that whole year. And except, like, when we get to Madison and Georgiana where they get into it a little bit, but even then they didn't
A
really fully
little.
get into it.
I think it's just hard to have any kind of genuine drama on an all-star season because all of these girls, they've just worked with each other before.
Yes.
And they've probably already had real fights that are more interesting, and now they're friends because of it. So, like, we don't get to see that.
and they also respect each other now. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're all in the industry.
And they're all more professional.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's why we didn't get any interesting drama. But we did get a fun re-lip sync of the infamous El Coco No lip sync between Velveteen and Madison Basre. What did we think about this rematch?
Very fun. I think it was
thought it
very
was
fun.
fun.
I mean, yes, the song may not be the best, but in terms of a lip sync, it does give you a good energy to do funny things on stage.
Yes. I think it's pretty safe to say that this is better than the original El Coco No lip sync.
Definitely.
Simply because Velve's like in it and she's
she
doing a
knows
good job.
She's doing the lyrics and everything. So yes, I agree. This was a very fun one, especially because we were like not sure. I was not sure about them doing the same song.
Yeah.
And with the same girls, but I think realizing that they're doing it with live audience instead of a set, it does make a difference in terms of performance. So yeah, I enjoyed this. This was one of the good lip syncs, I would say.
Let me ask you this way. I think this happens a lot after any drag competition show. If two girls do a lip sync against each other and then they're booked at the same club, they're going to come out and lip sync to that song and probably have a little like choreo that they planned out together to make it cute and funny.
Yes.
So like, I think if I was sitting in that audience and I was like, oh my God, they're doing El Coco No and it's both of them, I would get really amped, I would be excited. I'd be like jumping out of my seat, but here I was like, okay, I'm glad that Velvet did better. I'm glad that she planned some cute little reveals. I thought the Black Star reveal was very funny.
The Black Star reveal was very funny. I think Madison going to bald
I forgot about that. Yes.
Was amazing.
That was an incredible reveal.
That was an incredible reveal. I think overall they were both really good.
They were both great.
I think this is like a redemption for Velvet, so I think that's why she was the one that won. Overall, do you agree with the winner?
Yeah, I think that it was pretty close for sure, but I think just the novelty of having that redemption for Velvet put her over the top.
Yes.
Also, we were voting on this because we watched this live, and they had live voting within like the YouTube app. Yes. Who did we vote for? Did we vote for Madison?
We voted for... Who did we vote for?
I think we voted for Madison.
I think we voted for Madison because I thought she, like, overall in the lip sync, I liked her more, but like they were both good.
They were both good, and we were watching the voting live. Like, I don't know how many of y'all watching at home could see these vote totals that we could see. But this one, when I saw it, it was like 45% to like 47%. It was very, very
I think
close.
all of them overall were very close to each other. We find out that Velveteen is the winner of the lip sync.
She gets a silver star.
She gets a silver star that we don't know. Again, it's these rules that they make up, so we don't know what they mean until the finale.
Okay, but new rules. What realistic impact could these silver stars have? We already have our finalists. Is it going to take someone out of the finals to not get enough silver stars?
They could get like a cash tip or something. I mean, if they come back and they're like, oh, the winner gets to be a finalist, I'm like, no.
No, there's already 4. We can't have 5. We can't have more than half.
No. Yes. But we'll see what happens.
We'll see. Our next duo come out. It's Rudy Reyes and Sirena.
And they're matching.
Yeah, they are the mamadas of the season. They come out and they flex, and they're dressed as bugs. What do we think of these looks?
They're the what?
Mamadas? They kept saying it.
Yeah, I think Beyonce and Lady Gaga come out. Also, this is
Beyonce and Lady Gaga. It's a little Gaga
Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande.
I could see either.
That you're right. Yes, I agree.
Only because Sirena's look is so Rain on Me with like the pink prismatic.
Very Rain on Me. And they don't really talk about anything important.
No.
I feel like...
But they're also like in an alliance, right?
Yes.
They were buddies the whole time.
Yes. And it's just... we kind of just touched base on Rudy Reyes crying at the end of the last episode.
Oh, yeah. They talked about that.
It's like, again, I think things that I'm not...
I do think for a while they talked about how to get the most reps out of bench press. And that was pretty interesting. But other than that, I tuned out.
I tuned out of this one, yes.
I'm Hans. And I'm Franz. And we want to pump you up.
But they look really cute. I'll say that. And the fact that they both had the bug eye goggles built into the helmet that they could kind of rest back on their head, I thought that was really neat. Do you think they went to the same designer? They must have.
Oh, they must have. They purposely were matching.
Well, this leads into our next rematch lip sync, and it is Sexy Dance, Guajardo versus Georgiana. Did you find this to be a sexy dance?
I found this to not be as bad as they made it feel like. I'm like, it's a slow song. Like,
spoiler alert, no one gets a star for this one.
Yes, which I find that was rude.
That was
I'm
arbitrary.
like, the song is slow. What do you expect?
It's literally called Sexy Dance. They came out in their sexy little robes.
Yes.
And they rubbed up against the Toxico. What else do you want?
Yes.
If you had to give a star to one of these beautiful ladies, because I think we agree they both did pretty well in our opinion, who would you give it to?
I think I would give it to Georgiana, only because I feel like she was being a little more sexy moving.
She was, and she took off her robe, which is a sexy thing.
Yes, and she took out her robe, and Guajardo never did.
I was like, when's that robe gonna come off, Guajardo? If you really wanted to win, you should have taken off a robe and had another robe under there. It's always funny.
But yes, I think overall people were not living for this, but it's a slow song live.
When the audience was chanting for the Toxico to win, was that because they thought that the girls were boring?
Yes.
I thought it was just because they wanted to fuck the Toxico.
No, I think that they thought the girls were boring.
Wow, savage. Can you imagine? These audiences are they were vicious. I would not want to be sitting in front of this audience.
Listen, it's the conflicting of two societies for me where I'm like, oh, in the US, I don't think anyone would do that.
No.
Like, no one would be yelling.
And everyone in the audience would be like, hey, stop it. They're filming a show.
Yes, it's like we're filming a show. We're filming a competition show. Like, all these girls are trying to explain themselves during the interviews, and people are just yelling at them random things. I'm like, I don't know. I find that disrespectful, but maybe.
Well, Madison called it out at a certain point. She was like, I need you to be quiet so I can talk.
Yeah, like, and then chanting like horrible things to them. I'm like, that's
too far.
That's too far.
Look,
from me.
rowdy audiences. That's a queer tradition. You know, I think that transcends cultures. But being mean, that's a queer tradition we can leave in the past. Let's stop it.
When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
I think in the voting, Georgiana was winning for this lip sync. They didn't give any stars out.
There wasn't a ton of coordination between Velvea and Madison in the first lip sync. You could tell they had planned to do a little touching of each other and swapping places.
But for this, it was very obvious. They were dressed the same way.
Yeah,
so maybe that's what people didn't like. I don't know.
Too similar.
I thought it was fine.
Too similar.
I thought it was fine because there's other girls later on that have similar outfits.
I agree, yeah.
That do the same, where they try to lip sync together.
We get Seafair coming out to an Ea Yagano chant, a common chant here at La Mastraga. She looks really great in this gold, kind of old Hollywood cape. I noticed her face was very white and pale. Did you notice that? Was that a choice?
Yes, I noticed that. I think it's just the light. Probably.
It must be, yeah. I do think she was going for a showier makeup, though, because Madison comes out and she's just looking very, soft.
She looks stunning. She looks so gorgeous when she came out.
I'm just a sucker for, dangly silver fringe, Every movement she made was highlighting her
makeup was
body.
So gorgeous. That wig on her was, amazing.
Yeah, she looked absolutely incredible. And they just sort of talk about the fact that they were on a show, so we can go to the next lip sync.
Yes.
This is a rematch of Guajardo versus Sora Nasty, Si Una Vez by Selena.
Okay, why was Sora Nasty wearing this for a lip sync? I feel like this is such a beautiful garment that is not worthy of a lip sync.
This look was stunning. This was one of my favorite Sora Nasty looks, period.
Yes.
And the fact that she had it as, a reveal on top of a little scoochy flower corset, I was surprised as well that she used it for this. But maybe she thought she had one other thing to do in the finale and that got canceled, so she was like, I can use my pretty flower dress for this.
Maybe. I just think it was a disservice for the outfit.
Well, let's talk about the two reveals that happen here, because Guajardo seemingly is in a very underwhelming cheetah print cloak.
It's look at me, I'm not a reveal at all.
You can see her little black bangs poking out of the cloak. Yes. And as it turns out, when she reveals the cloak, she's just Selena there.
She's Selena.
She's got a cute little Selena look, and I liked this.
But it was a clean reveal.
It was a clean reveal.
As opposed to Sora Nasty, where she got stuck and then...
She had a ribbon get caught on her arm or something.
Which was unfortunate.
It was unfortunate because I like both of Soro's looks, and had the reveal gone really smoothly, I think she could have won just because it's you had a look that was so like runway worthy and were able to reveal into like a lip sync garment. I don't see that every day. But, you know, as it is, I do think that the humor of Guajardo's performance and the accuracy.
She looked like Selena.
She looked like her. She was moving like her. She had a couple of like famous Selena moves in there. I liked it.
Yeah, I think overall she was the right winner. Guajardo was the winner of the lip sync.
Look, we voted for Guajardo.
We voted for Guajardo, yes.
I'm obviously very on the record. I'm biased. I'm pro Soro Nasty. I had to give it to Guajardo on this one. I think she killed it. We get into a couple of fans who were invited on stage. They do this at some of the finale events where someone wins a contest or something and they get to like participate in the show a little. And I'm not going to make fun of anything they said because they're not professional entertainers. That's not their job. What I want to ask is the first question that was asked of them by Deborah was, what is the most terrible moment of the season? These are two fans of the show in front of...
I feel like they weren't able to,
they couldn't think of anything.
Couldn't think of anything.
She literally was like, did you hate a lip sync? Did you hate a challenge? And it's like, why are you asking us to shit on production? We obviously won a contest or something.
Yeah, it was very funny seeing them there, yes.
Good for them for getting up on the stage. That must have been exciting. I would love to do that.
I would love to do it.
Yeah. We go into our next lip sync. It's Cipher versus Velveteen. And we have a little bit more coordination here because they've both changed into these blue. They're blue. Dabba dee babba da.
What did you think of that? What did you think of the lip sync?
I actually really like this lip sync. I thought it was really cute and campy.
I thought it was cute. I think definitely Cipher was wearing the right thing for the lip sync now as opposed to in which the scoop was that it was meant to be a Rosalia song. And production changed the song. Because Velveteen
during the original filming,
during the original filming, because that's when Velveteen was crying that she was gonna walk off stage, so they swapped the song
because it would be a little more up her alley.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's a little campier. I like this song. I like them interacting. I think that Cipher felt more in control the whole time. Like Velve was instigating, and Cipher was finding the interesting interaction.
Yes.
She had, of course, the flower petal reveal under her hat.
I feel like Velveteen was being a stalker.
Yeah.
And then they kissed at the end, so I was like, oh, I guess it worked.
She wore Cipher down. Yeah, they're in love now. The kiss at the end was also very cute. I just like, I don't know, I like when lip syncs, they clearly don't really care who wins.
They don't really.
They're having
like
fun.
You could tell. That's why I'm like, these lip syncs, none of them were as like amazing to me because no one cared.
Everyone was there to put on a good show, though.
Yes.
They just didn't care if they won.
Yes.
And I think this was good, fun, and Cipher wins. But
wait, Rue.
There's one more lipstick.
There's one more. Do you agree with that? I don't think it was deserve of 2 stars for me, but I don't know.
I think here's what it was. I think they decided it would be interesting to have one lip sync get no stars and one lip sync get 2 stars. And they kind of just decided that Georgie and Guajardo would get the no stars. And because they love Velve, and Velve kind of had a tough time during the production, like, I think they're being extra nice to her, which I don't mind.
It's like, these are like the stars where it's like, oh, sorry we did this. Here's a star.
We're doing this because we're not going to pay for a therapist for you. We're going to give you some silver stars. I hope your local therapist takes plastic silver stars as payment. So we have Madison and Georgie come out. They have done a costume change. Georgie is wearing a purple, kind of a flowy number like we saw in the sexy dance.
Yes. I thought that was the same look.
It is. I'm getting confused who was in which lip sync. So yeah, she's in the same number, but Madison has changed, and she's wearing kind of like a denim cowgirl look. Did you like this?
I really liked it. Yes, she looks amazing.
Very, very cute.
I mean, she looks cute in whatever she wears.
She's very pretty, as it turns out. And they talk a little bit about the drama between them. This was kind of, if you had to pick one memorable piece of drama from the season.
This is the one.
This is the rivalry.
But also, I feel like it's so webby and like interconnected to other. Like, it's just so messy of a weird. Like, I don't understand what's happening. Production's not being clear about what it is. They're not being clear about what it is. It's like, are they fighting? Are they not? What am I supposed to know?
I never was clear on what the initial argument was. There was beef before the show started, and that's like causing the votes to go the way they are, right? Like, other than that, I don't know.
I don't know. Now they're saying like they were having sleepovers while filming, and they were telling people to vote for this and vote for that, but it's like
sleepovers.
That's what,
like kissy sleepovers.
Sure, whatever you want to do. Anyway.
Do you think they're having like sexy pillow fights?
No, they're not. They are having plotting, revenge, and blood in your hands type of sleepovers.
Okay. We go into our next lip sync rematch. This one is Las Mamadas, Rudy versus Sirena. I liked the first lip sync for this. I thought this was way better. This was very fun.
I thought this was way better. I feel like Rudy was present. It was amazing. I think she definitely won over. I think Sirena knew that, she doesn't care. She's a finalist.
She's
already.
a finalist. She doesn't
and
give a fuck.
I think that's the issue with me in some of these lip syncs is like the finalists are not really trying to me.
Yeah. Honestly, that's classy. If the finalists were in there really giving it their all, I would be like, okay, calm down.
Yes.
Don't be a tryhard.
Like, I don't think
Don't be a teacher's pet.
Like, Sirena was not giving it the way she gave in the semifinal episode.
Yeah.
That I'm like, okay, I guess this will go to Rudy, so...
But this was kind of the most choreographed between them, would you say?
Yeah,
they had a lot of moves
They were dancing
planned
around
out.
each other. Yes.
I kind of like that, though. It's fun.
It's fun, but it's like, okay.
Rudy...
How do we pick a winner if you're doing the same things?
Well, I think you pick a winner because Rudy was feeling the song a little more and jumped into the split. And she does indeed take home that silver star. What on earth could it do? We get a fun little Easter egg here at the end. It is a reunion of what was the Revision show that Soro and Velveteen did? Because we get a reunion of their review show that they used to do for the previous seasons of La Más
Fragmentadas de
Draga.
la Moda, I believe it's called.
Fragmentadas de la Moda.
Yes.
So they do a reunion of this. They come out on stage. They do their old bits. I thought it was cute.
Yeah, this was entertaining. This is when it was like the fresh of new era where I'm like, okay, finally something fresh.
Oh my God. And they needed it because this is right at the end of the broadcast. I was losing steam. I was glad to see them just do some fun stuff. This was the fun audience interaction. I enjoyed this audience interaction more. I liked it.
Yeah, this was fun.
Even as someone who didn't really watch that show regularly, I did think it was cute to see them do this. I think this was satisfying for the fans. We go into our final rematch lip sync. It is Georgiana.
Finally.
It is Georgiana versus Madison, and they are doing Todos Me Miran by Gloria Trevi, and this was a really fun one. This was a pretty close one.
I think this was just like in the semifinal, for this one, it was very close who the winner was going to be.
Yeah, I think Georgie had an early edge because she had some reveals. She was taking off pieces of her costume here and there. And then there's a funny moment where Madison is on the ground and a piece of Georgie's tool either purposefully or accidentally gets caught on her leg. And instead of letting it bother her, she picks it up and she starts playing around with it. She puts it on her face. She's using it like a cape. And I think that's when she won it.
Yes. I think overall Madison was a little on the lead in this one, but I liked Georgiana's reveals. They were really
I liked
fun.
the reveals. But also, don't you feel like Madison, for whatever reason, just her dance style, just her energy, she is a little more like Gloria. She has a little more of that sort of confident, older woman energy.
Yes.
Georgie's so young.
Yes. Whimsical.
Yeah.
And more fun. Yes.
This was a great lip sync. I think these last two lip syncs were the really fun, impressive ones. So it was nice to end that way.
And Madison is the winner.
Madison is the winner. So she's got a silver star. We're going to find out what that means at the Pepsi Center next week.
I think she's the only finalist to have a star.
Do you think that means she just automatically wins?
She automatically gets deducted from the top 4.
So yeah, it was a pretty brief episode. We kind of knew it was going to be a brief episode. So last week we went out of our way and we said, hey, give us lots of comments. And I said, if we get 10 comments, we'll do this episode. Y'all smashed that goal. We hit 10 comments in the first day. There are 22 comments overall. And guess what? We are reading every single comment!
Oh my God, no.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
I'm in full shock right now.
Yep. I did not tell Sergio that that's what we're doing, but we are going to read every single comment. The first comment, and this is our ongoing conspiracies. Larry Solomencia. Theory number 4. Cipher didn't pick Soro to lip sync, so she wouldn't win the gold star. 6 points were enough to put Soro among the finalists. It might have been some kind of revenge, but who knows? Really smart. And then there's a reply to this. Jerry Goggin, 73, says, I agree. The gold star for the winner of the lip sync made all the difference. And it's not just Cipher's choice. Regardless of whatever value they assigned to the stars, it was obvious that a gold star would be equal to 2 pinks, and a black would probably cancel a pink out. So Sirena, Madison, Georgie would have been tied before the lip sync. The girls voted accordingly, and Cipher took the opportunity to put Soro in the bottom Jerry, I think you are 100% correct. Did you follow that?
No.
Cool. Some sweet ones here. We have one from La Yaritza. La Yaritza says, Hoy los conocí y me enamoré, which is very sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you for falling in love with us. We're in love with you as well. Alexandre Hernandez says, thinking of watching the recaps of seasons 5 and 6.
You should.
Go back and check them out. We'll get more views. We love getting views. We love getting view hours. It helps us get to our monetization goals. So thank you very much. We got a comment from Fossey. All it says is Sirena heart emoji. So Fossey is Team Sirena. Good for you, Fossey. We love Sirena. On that same note, from Rio Noir, Team Seafair.
Team Seafair.
Party head emoji. How would you describe that emoji? Is that a party head?
Yeah.
It's like a person with a party hat. Yeah. Celebrating head emoji. I think we might be Team Seafair as well. I think we might be on the same page here, Rio. La Moralisa, never heard of this one. Don't know who this commenter could be. I was Team Seafair and Georgiana all along, so I'm happy-ana with the results. Yes. Very cool. I think we agree with most of these people. I mean, I don't disagree with anyone. They're all very good queens. Okay, we got a big one here. Buckle up. Jet. No, we're doing it. We're doing it. Like, we have to fill the episode. This is a reward to our wonderful followers. Look, some people leave a comment every week, and on total accident, I don't read it. I just read, like, the first 3 comments that pop up when I open my app.
Read it.
Everyone's getting read this week.
Cut this out.
No. Jet says, Lolita's professionalism is unquestionable, but damn, girl, let Rudy have this moment, especially since she suffers from panic attacks and has mentioned it in the behind the scenes. I get her persona of being a cold judge, but give me a break. She's acting as if drag queens have it easy in life, in society, not giving them respect they deserve from being different from societal norms, especially in Mexico. Whereas Lolita has most likely only had it hard in her professional life due to the demand of her career. But even then, let's not act like she isn't privileged in the sense that both her parents were in the arts. What? And she had an uncle who was known for being an icon in Mexican music. Is this true? Mm-hmm. She's got an iconic uncle? So, if the queens need a minute to put themselves together, then let them, because chances are they didn't grow up with the same opportunities as Lolita. And the last thing they need is a judge who knows nothing about drag, criticizing them in a non-constructive manner at times. Whoa! Look, Jet, you're brave for saying this. I hope Lolita doesn't see this, because she's going to come for you, and she's going to come hard. I can't even endorse this comment, because Lolita might be watching this video. She's going to come for me if I agree with it. So I did like the comment. Gabby AR writes in and says, this is referring to last episode, I lived and loved when Marisol said, girls, you did amazing. And Lolita said, no. And Marisol said, sí.
That was a fun day. Yes, that was a very fun moment.
I can't believe we did not talk about that last week. We should have. It was iconic. Because apparently Lola also judged Marisol in another show and acted the same way. I didn't know this.
I didn't know that either.
Personally, I don't like Lola at all. Whoa, the comments are coming for Lola. Not just because she's unnecessarily mean, which might be a persona, but also because her critiques were random and not constructive at all. Sometimes I agree with that.
Sometimes, yes.
Things like, you should be taller. That was a pretty funny note when she was like, Sirena, stop being so short.
Yes.
You look like a Nana. That was pretty mean.
That was pretty mean, but also very funny.
It was pretty funny.
Because it was true.
That's the duality of Lola Cortez. It's mean and it's funny, and we wouldn't change a thing about her, ultimately. I loved having her on this season. I think so many of the memorable moments were from her. Even if I didn't agree with what she was saying, I was like, I'm glad someone's here stirring up the drama. Because these girls like each other too much. They're not fighting.
Yes.
Jesus Arangure writes in and says, love you guys. I'm kind of sad this is about to end.
It's about to end. That's pretty sad.
Don't be sad, though, Jesus, because
we'll be back
for season 7. And I think watching Deborah Legrande this episode, I'm like, I think we need to recap season 1.
Season 1, yeah.
We're not going to do episode by episode. That's excessive. But don't be surprised if sometime in the future you see a season-long recap video of season 1 and we go through episode by episode.
I mean, it's a small episode or a small season, so we can do
it. I think that's going to maybe be our next video. Look out for it. Aldo Ortega writes in, and it's just this emoji and a sparkle emoji, which is very sweet. I like both those emojis. We love you too. Sergio writes in and says, mis máximas son Cifer, Georgiana y Soro. Los Sergios piensan igual.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm more of the Soto fan.
You're more of the Soto fan, but still.
But you like Soto.
Yeah, but I like Soto.
We all like Soto.
And I like Cifer and Georgiana, which are the ones that are in the top for me, so.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going off of the people who are in the finals, I guess those are my favorite top 2 as well. And Sergio gets 2 comments this week. I didn't realize Sergio also commented, comenta.
Comenta.
And I think that is a wonderful comment to end on. This will be our final episode until the finale next week.
Yes.
We're both very excited to see
Who
what
are you
happens.
rooting for going in?
Look, Soto and Rudy were the people I was rooting for at the outset. I think if we're going off of what happened during the season, it's really hard not to say Seifer should win.
I mean, Seifer, I think, is the leading one in the game, but who do you want to win?
Rudy Reyes.
I mean, from the top 4.
I still want it to be Seifer.
I still want it to be Seifer or Georgiana.
If Georgie or even Madison do something incredible and like are able to sort of have that come from behind win we've seen at the finale the last couple times, that will excite me. But I do think Seifer came so close to winning last time. It would be sad if she lost in the finale
again. She loses again, yes.
Yeah. So I'm Team Seifer.
I'm Team Seifer, Team Georgiana.
You're in 2 teams. On 2 mountains, always cheating. So I guess that's the end of this. I you know what? I wasn't sad, but I am sad. We only have one more episode after this. And I'm going to miss doing this. I don't hate editing as much as I thought. It's been a fun journey. And we're going to do this all up in your YouTubes for the foreseeable
And let us
future.
know who you're rooting for in the comments below.
Tell us who you're rooting for. That's so important. And tell us your most memorable moments from the season. Maybe we'll read a few of those next week. Sergio, why don't you say bye to the lovely people at home?
Bye.